actions at the table will stop for our ceremony and our ribbon cutting. And then after that, you are free to walk around, to tour the facility, to check out these great booster groups and vendors. Food galore, guys. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for tomorrow. So take it all home. We're happy to have you here. Thank you for coming.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kirk Nicholas. I'm the very proud superintendent who inherited this amazing project. I would like to welcome you to the official grand opening ceremony. I arrived on the scene about a year ago to the day to a construction project, actually multiple construction projects, and a legendary story about an epic effort of a community that came together to take care of the kids of its district. This facility is for the students that attend our district now and into the long distant future. But it needs to be said, and credit needs to be passed out to a visionary school board, a stubborn and determined superintendent, a staff that worked long hours and hard hours, and a community of citizens and developers and community organizing and a community service district that really set a stage for what is a historic opportunity to demonstrate to all of California and frankly the nation on how to educate kids and how to build a facility that inspires excellence. So as the proud superintendent of the highest performing school district in San Joaquin County, I can say we've taken it to the next level, and it's now my honor to be the host of our ceremonies. Our first speaker is our school board president, Mr. David Pombo.
Good morning, and thanks for coming out this morning. This is a very exciting day for Mountain House and Lambertville Unified School District. When I look around this campus, this beautiful campus, I can't help but think of the many thousands of students who will come here to receive a top-notch education, but also to enjoy all the things that make up the high school experience. Dances, proms, homecomings, and all the other things that they will remember for a lifetime. And by the way, some of those students will be my children and grandchildren who are here today. For many years, I, like many of you, have dreamt of sitting right over here in the stadium and watching our students play basketball, football, and other sports, and in the gym right behind you. Watching our seniors graduate, sitting in the stands at the Diamonds, watching softball and baseball games. I look forward to seeing all of you out there as well. This school is truly going to be the center of this community, and I'm proud to be a part of it. This school is here as a result of years of hard work by many people. Former Superintendent Dale Hansen, current Superintendent Kirk Nicholas, and their staff. Principal Ben Fobert and his staff. The Lambertville Unified Board of Education and the Lambertville Elementary School District Board of Education that preceded us, and many, many others too numerous to mention. I would like to thank each and every one of you for whatever part you had in making this wonderful school a reality. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Ted Eliopoulos from Mountain House Developers, LLC.
Thank you so much. What a great day for this community. Congratulations on the opening of your high school, and what a beautiful high school it is, and what a long time coming it's been to get to this great day. On behalf of both the development team and CalPERS, I'm the Chief Investment Officer of CalPERS, who's the major investor in this project. And we're just honored to have had a small part in making this happen today. As the Chief Investment Officer, I have the responsibility for overseeing a $300 billion investment portfolio all over the globe on behalf of the state's employees and retirees. It's an awesome responsibility, and I've been fortunate enough and lucky enough to travel all over the globe to look at projects and investments that we have in India and China and Brazil and just about every place you can imagine over the globe. But for CalPERS, the California pension system, nothing makes us prouder than to be a part of investing in our own state and our own communities. And in Mountain House, CalPERS invested in Mountain House almost 10 years ago now, in 2005. And along with this vibrant community, this tenacious and tough and wonderful community, together we had to weather really the worst real estate downturn in our memories. And even in the midst of that downturn, our team always believed that there was and is something very special about this community and about the people who moved here and live here. One of the binding forces that we identified in our investment research and in all of our understanding of this community is its focus. Really, it's almost obsession with education. And your K through 8 schools are consistently the highest rated, and it's really a great tribute to the parents and the leaders of this school district and the leaders of this community. It is something very, very special in our state and really, truly in our world today. And now we have this great high school to follow in the footsteps of all those great schools that you've built here. We have every reason to expect that it will be a great success. Mountain House High School will be a leader and set the standards for high schools in this state. We have no doubt about that. So again, congratulations on your new high school. And if I may, just one programming note for the future, I'd like to remind the community of the work ahead on the town center planning, which we believe will have, together with its retail components, provided much needed services to the community. So stay tuned. Please look at our town center website. We hope to be making an announcement very soon on the timing of bringing a supermarket to Mountain House. So with that news, congratulations on your high school, and thank you for including us as part of it.
Our next speaker is Assemblywoman Joan Buchanan.
Let me just start out by saying that you have wonderful representatives in the state legislature. I work very closely with Assembly Member Susan Eggman, she's fantastic, and also with State Senator Kathleen Galgiani. But I really miss you. I love this community, I love the people in this community, and it was such an honor and a pleasure to be able to represent you for 4 years, and actually when they redrew the boundaries, I said I will always represent you, and I told folks if you ever need anything, do give me a call, because as was previously said, Mountain House is just a special community, and I tell the Mountain House story to people over and over again. The community that when the recession hit had the highest percentages of mortgages underwater for any zip code in the nation. It was just short of that threshold to get the shopping center so you could shop at your own Safeway instead of having to go on to Livermore or Tracy. But you had people who cared deeply, and there was never a doubt in my mind from the very first time I visited Mountain House in 2008 when I was running that this community was going to survive and thrive and would continue to be a great community. So 2 years ago I was here for the groundbreaking, and I have to tell you I never could have imagined that you would end up with a school this magnificent. And for those of you who know me, you know that I was on school board for 18 years in San Ramon Valley before I ran for Assembly, and we actually wrote the first developer-built school agreements in the state of California. And so I had no doubt that your developers would step up. But this is magnificent. This is like walking onto a satellite campus of Stanford University. I was there recently for a couple hours talking with Michael Kirsch, the president of the State Board of Education, and Stanford is the same mission tiles, the archways, it's just fabulous. And I know that this will be the center of your community because I know how deeply you care about your children, how deeply you want them to have a high quality education, and how much you value your schools. So I just want to say congratulations. I want to say I miss you, and I want to say go Mustangs. Thank you. And even though I don't represent you, but I was fortunate to play a little part in making sure that everything came together to build it, I do have a certificate for you that I hope you'll find a place to display. Thank you.
Our next speaker is a representative for Senator Galgiani's office, Marion Norris.
I want to go to school here. The environment here is so wonderful. And on behalf of the Senator and Assemblywoman Eggman, I want to tell you how proud we are of what you've done here. You know, we constantly say that children are a product of their environment, and I believe that to be true. So I would think that all the children that are going to be privileged enough to come to this campus are going to do great things. And the county that we live in is going to be an example, and you're going to lead them to everyone being just as wonderful and progressive as Mountain House High School. And on behalf of the Senator and Assemblywoman, we present Lammersville Unified School District, Mountain House, California, for their grand opening for Mountain House High School. Go Mustangs!
The other gentleman standing here was Joe Arena from Assemblymember Eggman's office. So thank you, sir. Our next speaker is San Joaquin County Supervisor, Mr. Bob Elliott.
Thank you, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful crowd here to celebrate this wonderful day here in the history of Mountain House community. I am always appreciative of the chance to come to Mountain House, not only because I represent Mountain House, but because of all the wonderful things that are happening every time I come. I'm always amazed at the new development that is unveiled, a new significant activity that has started. And here today, we have this beautiful campus and beautiful new high school building. It's really an impressive structure. You can see it all the way from Mountain House Parkway as you're coming in. This is the most noticeable feature right now of the Mountain House community as you arrive. So it's my privilege today to be here representing the Board of Supervisors and to congratulate you all on this significant investment you've made in the future of your young people. So I'm proud right now to present this Board of Supervisors Certificate of Recognition to Lammersville School District on the occasion of the Mountain House High School grand opening. Your significant investment of resources to build a technology-based school will serve our youth well in preparing them for success in their futures and will provide great benefits for the community for years to come. Congratulations and best wishes on this day of celebration.
Our next speaker is Mountain House Community Service District Board of Directors President, Mr. Steve Gutierrez.
Shorter. Good morning, Mountain House, neighbors, distinguished guests, Lammersville Unified School District Superintendent, Board of Trustees, staff, developers, and builders. The grand opening of Mountain House High School, Go Mustangs, is truly a special and historical moment for Mountain House community. It represents a successful milestone in the road ahead for our community. This grand opening illustrates and represents all the American pioneer spirit is a strong Mustang within our community, and that there's no challenge too tough to be exceeded, and that no road too far to reach. And I thank everyone, all the residents, the staff, everyone that had their hands into developing this high school, for setting a positive example to our youth of teamwork, collaboration that brings positive synergy. If you will all indulge me, everyone from my left-hand side say go, and right side go Mustang, because I want to hear that. So here we go. Left side. Go! Mustang! One more time, louder. Go! Mustang! Thank you.
Our next speaker is Executive Officer from the Office of Public School Construction, Ms. Lisa Silverman.
Wow. Unfortunately, a few years ago, I missed the groundbreaking ceremony, so I'm definitely happy to be here. So I have probably the most greatest job within the administration is to be partners with a lot of communities, just like Mountain House. So again, definitely proud of our enriching environment here. Again, on behalf of the governor of this great state and on behalf of the State Allocation Board, we administer the State Allocation Board's school facilities program. And so over the many years, the school facilities program have provided nearly $35 billion of voter-approved initiatives to support the state of California and its communities with respect to building new schools and modernizing new facilities. Again, we've housed over 56,000 new classrooms and provided facilities for 1 million new students in the state. So on behalf of the Office of Public School Construction, we're happy to partner with Lambersville in its endeavor, and congratulations on your groundbreaking and your ribbon cutting ceremony. Thanks.
Our next speaker is from Nichols, Melberg, and Rosetto Architects, Mr. Dan Rosetto.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just have a couple of things to do. 4 years ago, the district was good enough to select us to help design this facility, and we put together a design team from all over California, and I just wanted to introduce you to some of those people so you know who it is that's responsible for putting this all together. The data systems and the technology audio-visual work was done by KMM Services in Carmichael, California. The electrical engineering was done by Consortium 1 engineers from Irvine, California. The heating and air conditioning, plumbing systems, and fire sprinkler systems were done by Costa Engineering of Napa. The landscape architecture was done by HLA Associates from Sacramento. The structural engineering was done by Nichols Melberg Rosetto's Chico office. Let me check my list to make sure I got everybody here. The swimming pool, which we hope is coming soon, was designed by Aquatic Design Group in Carlsbad. The hardware consultant, you wouldn't think locks are so complicated, but that's Jeff Mobilehill from El Sobrante. The kitchen consultant was Jeff Melton from Merced. And our architectural group, of course, worked long and hard on this work in concert with the civil engineers, North Star Engineering from Modesto, to create this entire site that you see before you. Some of our Nichols Melberg Rosetto folks are here today, so I just wanted to point them out. We have Casey Hume, who, believe it or not, picked all these colors, so if you like the colors, she's our gal. If you don't like the colors, don't say anything. We have Steve Merck from Sacramento, our Sacramento office, who pored over these plans night and day to make sure they were as good as they could be before we started construction. Will Tyra, who worked tirelessly during the construction administration with Turner Construction to solve problems as they came up. And finally, let me introduce you to our project architect who basically ate and slept and breathed Mountain Heights High School for the last 4 years, and that's Wesley King. You can step forward a little bit, Wesley. Finally, I always want to be sure that we express our sincere gratitude to the Board of Trustees of the Lambertville Unified School District, to Dale Hanson, to Dr. Nicholas, for allowing us to participate in this great project. We couldn't be prouder. And one closing compliment for the district. This will be my 41st year in school design work, and I've never seen a school district that supports education like Mountain House. Thank you.
So before we go to our last couple of speakers, this project doesn't happen without genuine leadership. And there are a number of individuals sitting here right now who take the late night phone calls, field the emails, make the policy decisions, handle the community pressure. And before we move into the final piece of our presentation, I would like to have our present school board please stand up and be acknowledged. Mr. Shane Nielsen, Mrs. Michaela Vergara, Ms. Sharon Lampel, Mr. Matthew Balzerini, and our board president, David Balzerini. All of the decision, or his alter ego, Mr. David Pombo. None of this happens without their yes. And they've said a lot of really smart yeses over the years, so if we could give them one more round of applause, this is really important work. I'd also like to acknowledge my staff at the district office who, after yes happens, there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes. So if folks that work at the district office or CBO, Alvina Kaiser, Noelle Balzerini, Dr. Kushwinder Gill, and others, please stand up. That also needs to be acknowledged. So we're almost done. Our next speaker is from Turner Construction, Mr. Harry Smith.
Well, I'll be very brief. It was 719 days ago when we sat here and had groundbreaking. And on behalf of Turner Construction Company and the nearly 1,000 tradesmen that worked on this project over the last 2 years, I want to as well give our sincere thanks to the Board of Trustees for entrusting us with what you see here today. Dr. Nicholas, I wanted to thank you as well for your understanding and patience through this insane process that we call construction. It really is sausage making, and he's getting a great dose of what that sausage factory looks like. It's not always pretty, but the end result sure tastes good. Dale Hanson, I wanted to personally thank you as well. The work that you've done that we were able to see from behind the scenes with the different agencies to find the funding and pull this all together, and your vision of wanting to continue down that path of excellence, and it just exudes that when you look at this place, Dale. Awesome. Our integral team members, this construction that we do is truly a team sport. You cannot succeed without a winning team. And NMNR is truly a team player, team member. It has been a pleasure to work with you guys. I've been in this industry for 33 years working for Turner. I've built probably 25 educational facilities. Nothing of this grandeur, of this technology-based. It's just been a pleasure to work with you guys, Wesley. And with that's it. Thank you very much again.
Our next speaker is high school principal, Mr. Ben Fobert.
It's an absolute joy and privilege to be with you here today on this momentous occasion. 4 years ago, the governing board of the Lammersville Elementary School District led the charge to unify our school district with a specific vision and purpose of creating Mountain House High School. Our critics said it couldn't be done, that we'd never have our own high school. And yet today, together we stand on this beautiful campus to celebrate another new beginning for our community. The process of unification and building were grueling, with board members and district employees facing uphill battles in the midst of staggering economic downturn. In November 2010, as was said before, the New York Times labeled Mountain House the most underwater community in America. Yet despite the stigma and the vacant homes, our governing board and the community at large rallied together with the goal of providing a comprehensive educational experience, kindergarten through 12th grade, for all Mountain House students. The buildings surrounding us today are a physical reminder of the rebirth of our community. It's a symbol of greatness that can come when community stakeholders are united in purpose. Although the classrooms are still empty and the chatter of students is yet to be heard, the process of building Mountain House High School has touched us all. On our journey to become Mustangs, our sense of community has been strengthened and our lives enriched through our relationships with one another as we work towards this common goal. Today, as you tour the campus, you'll be wowed by the physical structure and the buildings that will provide the backdrops for countless students as they forge their own relationships, learning, growing, and developing as they go. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this process. Our teachers and staff members stand ready to provide our students with exceptional educational experience. In closing, I would like to personally thank the many individuals who have helped make this possible. Thanks to our friends at Nichols, Melberg, and Rosetto, Wes and Dan. Thanks to the folks at Mountain House Developers and LDC, Dave and Fran. Thanks to our many friends at Turner Construction, and there are too many to name. To Joan Buchanan, who championed the cause of Lammersville Unified and Mountain House through it all. Thank you to the governing board members, past and present, Mr. David Pombo, Mr. Balzerini, Sharon Lampel, Mr. Shane Nielsen, Ms. Michaela Vergara, Dr. Chris Cunningham, Dr. Atul Khanna, and Dr. James Hiramoto. In addition, I'd like to thank Dale Hansen, former superintendent of the Lammersville School District. He has truly been a miracle worker throughout the entire unification and construction process. Mountain House High School would not be here today without his vision and leadership. I'd like to also thank Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Kushgill of the Lammersville Unified School District. Their direction and vision is what truly drives us in establishing this 21st century classroom experience and world-class educational opportunities for all students. Finally, I would like to thank the community members here in Mountain House. Without your faith in our district and its leaders, none of this would have been possible. We look forward to sharing this new facility with you today and always. Thank you, and go Mustangs.
It's always tough to follow Ben. Our next speaker with a very important presentation is board member Mr. Matt Balzerini.
Thank you. I remember 10 years ago when my family first moved here, we sat for the Wickland grand opening and we tried to listen as chairs were rolling away because it was so windy. So, lessons learned. We're in here, it's nice, even though it's windy outside. In 2007, I was on the elementary board at the time and had the pleasure of going through the process of hiring a new superintendent. We interviewed Mr. Hansen, and part of the process was to go visit his current district, talk to staff members, talk to board members. Dr. Cunningham and I went out to Cottonwood, Shasta County, where Mr. Hansen was out there, and got to learn a lot about Dale. We had the pleasure of having lunch and meeting his wife, Mary Jo, and although he was passionate about education, I could see that his real passion was in construction. He showed off his new school and really was proud of the facilities that contributed to athletics. talked about athletics. At the time, Mary Jo was a PE teacher. Previous to being the superintendent, Dale was a PE teacher. So athletics has always been very, very important to Dale. Fast forward, coming to Mountain House, had a very difficult road ahead. We didn't tell him that, by the way. Told him after he got here. Everything that's been said here today, being told that this project wouldn't happen, seeing it today, it's just been a wonderful thing, and it's purely because of Dale's blood, sweat, and tears. We're very proud of the work that Dale has done to contribute to this district. We would not be here today if it wasn't for his leadership and expertise in the area of construction and education finance. To show our gratitude, we thought it fitting that we dedicate our baseball field and now call it the Dale H. Hansen Baseball Field. So we'd like to show you a picture of what that's going to look like. As we discussed this presentation, the board and I, Dr. Nicholas, all sat together and figured out how to make this presentation. It was thought of, for those of you who don't know, Dale played baseball in college at Cal Poly, and we thought we would try and get someone to come out here and say a few words in his honor. Although he couldn't be here today, he did send a voice recording that we're going to play for you now.
Hi, this is Mike Kruko from the San Francisco Giants, and I'd like to say a few words about my old pal, Dale Hansen. Everybody, I'd like to take a little time to sort of applaud an old teammate and a great friend. And I'm talking about Dale Hansen, the superintendent from Lambersville Unified School District. Well, he was there for 5 years. I mean, he was unbelievable. He was the superintendent of the year in 2013. He has led the district through fiscal crisis, no layoffs, furloughs, educational time protected for kids. The guy's all about the kids. Let me just tell you about what he was like as a teammate. He had better intention than he had ability. Which is why we all loved him. We all knew that he would do something for people. That was just in his blood. But whatever he did and wherever he would go, we always knew that he would always carry one thing with him, and that was his profound love of baseball. And it is no great surprise that of all of us that played together on that great team at Cal Poly, he was the guy getting a ballpark named after him. Very deserving. So Dale, this is Mike Kruko saying congratulations. And I am not surprised, my friend. You've made us all proud. Go get them.
I don't know how they pulled that out, and Mike was absolutely right. Ability was limited, so I went into education. Thank you. I just say wow. When I see this facility and I see what this board and Dr. Nicholas and Ben Fobert and the staff has done, pull this out, I am amazed. It's absolutely incredible. It's hot out here. I'm going to be real short because I'm used to Tommy Bahamas and sandals being retired. But I just want to thank everybody, and that's amazing. Baseball's a passion, and thank you very much.
I'm going to ask that our school board participate in what is a very exciting symbolic gesture, and we're going to step back here and officially open clearly the best high school been built in California in a long time. gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony. The best is yet to come. This is the first of many celebrations. And we encourage you to come and visit the school when it opens, because we promise you a 21st century progressive, forward-thinking, technology-based, STEM-oriented, Common Core exploding educational program for all of our kids. So thank you very much. Please enjoy the day, and go Mustangs.